What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for another Arsenal and Chill with my brother from another mother, Colin. Colin, how are you feeling after last night's events, my friend?
Well, it's not a good night, I'll tell you that. Because was it Ryan WhatsApped me today, and he was just like, "Morning, mate," and I'm like, you know what? It's a good thing you didn't say morning. It's a good thing you didn't say good morning, because I'm telling you now, it ain't fucking good. It ain't fucking good. Like, look, last night was lose, man.
Yeah,
Last night was lose. All
It
right,
was.
it's either United win a European trophy again or Tottenham break their drought. So as far as I'm concerned, lose. We couldn't fucking win anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like whatever. I'll take the L, because honestly, I've chatted so much shit this season. I'm just gonna be like, I'll take the L. I will take the L regardless. You know what I mean? So I don't care, bro. Oh
Nah,
my
you know what? I
days.
rate that, Colin, to be fair. At least you held your hands up and said, you know what? I'll take the bullets. I'll take it. Do you know what I'm saying, man? But big up the chat
Listen,
anyway.
here's what I would say though, right?
Go on.
I'm gonna give congratulations to Spurs, right? Because obviously look, Tottenham were the better team, even though the game was crap.
Yeah.
But Man United, mate, I
Oh,
swear to God, you know how we'd always say, like when years gone by, this is the worst United team that there's been. Forget the teams that Jose had. Forget the Louis Van Gaal team. Forget the David Moyes team. This is easily the worst Man United team I've ever seen. Easily.
yeah.
And it's not even close.
100%.
Like, it's just like, I mean, brother, how are you that shite that you're handing Spurs their first European trophy in 40 years? Jesus Christ.
So bad, bro.
I mean, look,
So bad.
personally, I would rather be in our position than theirs, either of them. Don't care if
Yeah.
they won the Europa League or not. I would rather be in the position that we're in, right? And I don't think Tottenham winning a Europa League means they've had a better season than us. I'm sorry, I don't. Because look where they are in the league. You're telling me you'd rather be, what, 17th in the table and getting a Europa League trophy over the line? I know I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. Leagues should always be the bread and butter, mate. It's as simple as that. But United, bro, the United we knew is done. They're finito. They're
Finished.
fucked.
Finished.
Like, they are well and truly fucked. Now, listen, I'm going to give Amram some grace here, right? And the reason I am is because those players outside of Dorgu were there before he arrived. And you look at what's going on above him. Ineos, bro, the decisions that they've made, I'm just like, how do you not see the problem with the decisions that you've made? Like, first of all, they keep Ten Hag in. That's the main thing. Like, you knew it was shit, so sack him. Don't let the FA Cup cloud your decision. Don't let these online influencers influence your decision, because a lot of people are saying, oh, he won the FA Cup. We can't sack him after he did that. Listen, sometimes trophies can mask your problem. We've seen that under Wenger, right? So we know.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
And again, Tottenham are going to have to make that decision. Do they keep Ange and let the Europa League mask the problem? Or do they make what I would call the correct decision and get rid of him?
Yeah, I'd sack him as well.
And that's where Man United went wrong. They had a shit season last year, but they won an FA Cup. So they let that kind of overshadow everything. Did Tottenham do the same thing? Personally, I hope they do, because if they're down in there, I mean, look, if they keep Ange, then there's a good chance they get relegated next year. Like, a really good. So, nah. So, United are fucked. So make no mistake about it. I will be FaceTiming my brother over the weekend, right? And the reason I will be is because the amount of shit I've had to put up with from him, especially during the 8-2 era, brother. Time for revenge.
100%, man. 100%. I mean, I'll echo obviously what you say, even though begrudgingly I don't obviously want them to win anything. Obviously, congratulations to Spurs. They obviously were the better team, like you said. And but yeah, I've got to, before obviously I get onto Arsenal, I've got to cook Man United, man, because this team, bro, this team has got away with absolute murder. I was saying in my chat yesterday that the fact that they are not getting the cooking they deserve compared to the likes of Arsenal finishing 8th, Chelsea finishing 12th. These men have been stinking out the gap all season, losing game after game after game, being 16th in the table. And now, like you said, they have bottled a European final to Tottenham Hotspur, bro. Tottenham Hotspur. That's the biggest trophy I've ever seen them win, by the way. That's the biggest trophy I've ever. And you allowed that. You allowed that.
I've only seen Tottenham win a fucking League Cup in my lifetime. I've never seen Tottenham win a European trophy ever. Like
ever. Ever. I still can't believe they won it, to be honest with you. I'm not used to it. It feels bizarre that I've seen them.
Bro, the goals summed the game up. Bro, the goals summed the game up. It was not a mistake, as per fucking usual.
Shocking, bro. That guy needs to get sold, bro. I'm not even a Man United fan and he gets me hot. Like, this guy's such a bozo. Mistake after mistake after mistake. And the thing with him, he's got the cheek to try and point out over people's positions and saying, you need to get here. Bro, do your job. Save the goals. That's all you need to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Colin, it's an absolute shambles, man. Man United need to get an absolute cooking. And not only because they lost the final, what massive implications that means for their seasons going forward, because you know Ineos don't like to spend money anyway. They're cutting back anyway. They needed the Champions League money to feed their squad, to feed Ruben Amorim, a decent team for him to go into next season. That's all going to be gone now. They're going to have to look at cheaper alternatives. They're going to have to probably keep a couple of players. They're going to have to do things they don't want to do. And this cycle will just continue. Like, that they had to win that game. The fact they let Tottenham Hotspur win it, and themselves after finishing, I mean, to potentially they could be 17th if they lose, obviously, on Sunday against Villa and Spurs win. They could be one place above relegation. Unbelievable. These guys have to be cooked all summer. I'm sorry. This is Man United, man. This is like the equivalent of having a Barcelona and Real Madrid 16th, 17th. No point deduction. They're just down there for the majority of the season. It's absolutely criminal how much they've got away with it. I can't lie. It's been absolutely atrocious from them.
Do you know what this is? Bro, do you know what this is the equivalent of, right?
Go on.
This is the equivalent of the Boston Celtics not even getting into the play-in tournament. That's what this is.
Exactly.
Right? Now, if you know anything about the Boston Celtics, you're judged on NBA titles, right? And Boston themselves would say they underperformed this year because they got knocked out of the playoffs by the Knicks, who I haven't seen win a title in my lifetime. So,
there you go.
brother, honestly, this year would just be completely fucked, right? Because Newcastle, they won a trophy for the first time in 70 years. Bologna won the Coppa Italia for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
Tottenham have broken their drought. I mean, is it out of the realm of possibility that the Knicks win the NBA title? I mean,
it's looking like that way, bro. It feels like PSG are going to win the Champions League for the first time as well. Just following that route, man.
Spooky.
Honestly, it is spooky, man. But big up the chat. Obviously, I'll get through to the comments now. Big up Henry Ford. It says, yo, Spurs win. For F's sake, obviously, I'm Arsenal fan. Entertainment more. Colin is finished. LOL. Cook him. Colin's here, man. He's taking the bullets. He's here. He's here. Big up Entertainment more anyway. Big up Bulgarian.
Listen, man. Listen, right?
Go on.
Listen, Tops has had his fun, okay? Like Tops isn't one of these guys that will just incessantly like harper onto something and then just latch onto it. That's more my bag, all right? That's more me in it. So listen, I'll have my revenge. Don't worry. I'll
Listen, what we got next season, haven't we? So yeah, we got Bulgarian Gyokeres says, imagine being concerned about what 16th and 17th places do. Also, fans love the drama. This has nothing to do with us. What's your thoughts on that, Colin?
I mean, he's right to a degree, and he's wrong at the same time. You know, it's on one hand, I don't think we should be worried about what United and Tottenham do, because Tottenham are obsessed with us for whatever reason. Do you know what's funny? A journalist actually asked Kevin Danzel the question. And I thought his response was absolutely brilliant. It's like, I'm not bothered about them. Good. Yeah. Good. That's the mentality you should have. Like, but listen, Tottenham won the Europa League, fine, whatever. Let's not mask over the fact that they're 17th. They're 17th in the table, man. Let's not gloss over that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But look, United are in trouble, man. Like I'm telling you, they're going to go through what Milan are going to go through in the summer. I'm telling you right now, because what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to sell one or two of their big stars, and that could involve Bruno Fernandes.
Exactly, man. Exactly. I mean, for me personally, I'm not too bothered about obviously Spurs winning the trophy and that particular trophy. I think I'm just more annoyed about Arsenal. I think this just highlights my annoyance with Arsenal not winning anything the last 5 years. Because, bro, we have such a better team than Spurs have had in the last 4 or 5 years than they've got this season, and they've managed to get over the line in the competition. And that's where my frustration is more about Arsenal and our team, that we should be delivering trophies, whether it's League Cups, FA Cups. If we can't get the two big ones, of course, they're harder to win than Europa League. I obviously accept that. But what we've been doing in the domestic cups is not acceptable. And for me, them winning it just highlighted how we've been so poor in those domestic cups, man. And that's something we have to change big time. Big up ST says, big up boys, big up yourself, brother. Hope you're well. Big up AFC. Always, he says, 34 different managers have won something since Arteta, man. Yeah, it's not great reading, Colin. It's not great reading. Colin with a fresh trim, by the way. Hopefully our summer window can be as crisp. Big up ST. I hear it, my guy. I hear it. Will Levy make the same mistake as Radcliffe did last summer with Ten Hag? A cup win shouldn't mask obvious problems. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, this would be a perfect way for Ange to literally go off in the sunset. Won Spurs a trophy in the first one in 17 years. Now you can go off and do what you need to do. And getting a new manager for the Champions League, because bro, Spurs do not want to be playing that high line against your PSGs, your Barcelonas, these top tier caliber clubs they're going to be facing in the Champions League next season, bro, because they'll get absolutely annihilated. So, and Levy's not going to spend a load of money. He might get one or two players in, but they're not notorious for spending a lot of money on established players, especially like when Pochettino was there. So yeah, I agree. If they keep him, I'll probably be happy, even though he's just won them a trophy. It's crazy to say, but yeah. I was listening to United podcast, says ST, and they were saying Amrin shouldn't be fired because it will take them back to square one. You know what it is? I feel like the problem is bigger than Amrin. I think for me now, I'm looking at Ineos, man, and saying, you know what? Some of your decision making since you've been here has been red flag after red flag. Like you were saying, Colin, the fact they didn't sack Ten Hag straight away and got a new manager in the summer was obviously red flag number one. The fact they got in Amarin and only gave him one player in January and expected him to do wonders, especially when they know he's got a specific formation he needs to play, he needs particular plays in that formation, is another red flag as well. The fact that there's talks coming out, they might not even get that much money this summer. So it's like you brought in a manager and you can't back him because you've overspent in other areas. It's crazy to me. So for me, man, even if they do change the manager, I think even if they get another one, it's probably going to be the same stuff because they're just making the wrong.
Bro, why would they sack Amrin? This is honestly, this is what I've been saying the whole time,
Mm,
right? When other people, including yourself, Tops,
yeah.
have been saying, "Well, listen, he's not really getting the best out of the players," and and I've said this countless times. These players are shit.
Mm.
They're not good. This is the thing. We need to get out of this mindset of this is like the old Man United. I'm telling you, it's not. It's not. Like, forget it. Like, what the Glazers have done to that club, and let's be real, that's what Ineos are. They are a shield for the Glazers. All right, they're not. They're not what they claimed to be. They're not. They are a shield for those owners. All right.
Mm.
What they have done in the year that they've been there has been nothing short of a disgrace. Firing, you know, you know, cutting costs with like the canteen and stuff like that, and just not not basically just stripping the whole like Legends Fund or whatever it is. Like, bro, they're an embarrassment. They make the Cronkies look good. Like,
That's from saying something as well.
do you realize how hard that is to do?
Yeah,
Fucking hell,
yeah.
man.
I know. That's bad. That's really bad. I mean, you know what it is for me? I feel like obviously with the Amrin thing, I feel like because of how I know how Ineos and the Glazers are, I just don't think he's going to get the money and the backing to play his formation. I think there's going to be a common time where he's going to have to save his job, work with the players he's already got there. Because I don't think they're going to be able to clear out all of the players in time for fans not to turn on him, especially the Man United fans, especially if obviously results continue. So, bro, I just think it's a mistake bringing him in the first place. If you're not going to back him straight away and bringing him, and this is one of the reasons why Liverpool didn't go for him and went for Slot, because they knew that if we get this manager in, we're going to have to give him particular players and spend a lot of money on getting your proper wing backs, your proper number 10s that suit.
If you actually listen to Amram, right? If you actually listen to Amram, he wanted to come in at the start of the season coming.
Yeah,
he didn't want to come in right now, but they gave him a now or never ultimatum. And I'm just like, bro, if he wants to stay at Sport until the end of the season, let him.
Yeah, they did to me.
Let him. Like appoint an interim or something. Like, brother, they were not getting European football at any point this season in the league. It just wasn't happening, right? So sacking Ten Hag and bringing in another permanent manager was kind of stupid anyway.
Yeah.
If you give let's just say you give the job to like Ruud for like the last couple of months, or bring in a more experienced interim where he could just staple the ship, right? You then bring in Amram, right? Bro, I mean, the red flags are ridiculous, man. But you know what? Fuck United. Let's move on. I'm tired of talking.
Every time, man. I'm glad the one silver lining about Spurs winning is at least they beat that, because they can hold that, Man United fans, because they were coming in this chat saying they're going to have a better season than Arsenal. Korean, I'm talking to you, and Vidic as well. I was like, brother, you're not won the trophy yet. Calm down. Relax. You're only in the final. You need to win it.
Where's Vidic? I don't see him. See him. I'm looking. See, hold on a minute. I'll look down. Nah, I can't see him all the way down in 16th. Nah, he's all the way down there, brother.
Nowhere to be seen, man. Big up my bro, Kurt. It says Man United in the mud, they can hold that. Laughing emojis, 100%, bro. We love to see it, man. Hopefully it continues, my friend. City maybe lost to Crystal Palace, but Man United can still hold that. Bro, Crystal Palace are better than Tottenham, obviously in the league-wide. So to be fair, it's more embarrassing to lose to them.
Both of them. Let's be real. Palace might actually win the Europa League, mate. I'm not even joking. They might actually do it.
Especially with the new format as well. I only seen Tottenham win 2 trophies now. Oh, legit. Same here, man. Oh, it's crazy, you know. Tottenham is the same Man United team that beat us in the bro. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm so annoyed. Because it's like, bro, we lost to this Man United time at home, bro. With 10 men. It's like, bro, this is what annoys me, man. It's like, if we're getting beat against like the best teams in the FA Cups and League Cups, then fair enough. If we lose to Liverpool, Man City, 100%. But when we're losing to Man United at the Emirates with 10 men and we couldn't beat them, it's like, that's not good enough, especially in the third round. The first round we played and we got knocked out. So it's like, bro, that's what really frustrates me when I see other teams lift silverware. It's what we're not doing. That's what really winds me up. If we were doing our job, I don't care if we would have won a Prem in the last 3 years or would have won a couple of trophies. I don't care what Spurs are winning because we're winning. So I don't care about that. But because we're not, and I know we've got a team that is good enough to win. We've got great players. And it's just frustrating, bro. That's all it is, man. Big up, guys. Big up, Kurt. Hope you are, my friend. Man United should get relegated this season, if we're being honest. Bro, them and Spurs, another season with decent promoted teams, bro. Neither of them got 40 points. We've got 1 game left. It's absolutely... This is what I mean. They should be getting cooked more than they are, bro. Not even 40 points. Yeah. They taking a mick. Honestly, man. No Europa United next season. And another relegation battle. Please, I'm praying, man. I need more of this, man. I need part 2 for sure.
With those sets of players, you bet your ass, bro.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Tottenham Open Boss Parade tomorrow is apparently they will parade the trophy past the Emirates Stadium, man. Typical Spurs, man. Amran is so salty coming out after the game saying Man United were the better team and should have won. Is that what he said? Crazy.
No.
I'm Timberwolves fan, Colin. We've been dead for so long. I've supported them for over 15 years. So glad they're doing decently now. Damn. Okay.
The Timberwolves are decent, man. Really good. Yeah. Like, I mean, well, look, I've not seen the Knicks win a title in my lifetime, right? So, am I expecting us to beat the Pacers? No, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Knicks in the NBA Finals would be kind of fucked. I'll tell you what. Well, no, would I be able to do a watch along for that? Oh, I don't know. Do you know what? It depends what time the game's on. If it's early during the day, then yeah, 100%. But brother, if it's like 1 a.m., no chance.
Yeah, no way, man, no way. Big up AFC always. Our Chinese deluded fanboys have disgraced our fan football club. Sorry, he says. Kurt says we need Sunderland up on Sunday. Yeah, fingers crossed, man. Hopefully they can get the job done. Need them to go up over Sheffield United for sure. Big up Z says yes, Tops. Big up yourself, brother. Hope you're well, my guy. The only final Colin is looking forward to is the Championship playoff final. Hashtag Colin. Bro, how is this even like snowballed into a thing now? Hashtag Colin is a play.
I'll say no. You know what, right? This is ST's fault, right? This is ST's fault because he started just because I cooked him for QVR not scoring a screamer. I'm sorry. That deserves that, does it? I mean, that's brother, crazy. QVR's not scored a screamer the entire time he's been at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Why would I not cook you for that? Like, come on. Like, honestly, like,
crazy.
I don't know why he decided to do it, but for some reason, Rodrygo, Mayhem,
yeah,
all these men have just jumped on it and gone, brother.
ST, bro, you got blood on your hands with that one, I tell you. If I was Cunha, I wouldn't go to Man United, man. Yeah, obviously they are linked with him, aren't they? I flipping broke from yesterday. Man United club is finished. Need a complete reset. Oh, he's broken. Yeah, no, bro, man. Man United fans are suffering, bro. I swear, losing to Spurs ain't easy. Tottenham could win the UEFA Super Cup. Yeah, obviously they're going to face PSG or Inter Milan.
I'll tell you now, if Tottenham play either of them teams, they get absolutely whacked.
They'll get smoked, man. PSG, both of them, they'll get smoked, bro. Honestly, Tottenham still had a better season than Arsenal and Manchester City, says Kurt. Generally, Austin Spurs should be.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
Better season. I think they've had a more successful season, obviously, because they've won a trophy and we've not. But better, I would say better, to be honest with you. 21 losses, bro. It's too low, bro. It's too. I'm sorry, you can't be 17th and have a better season than a team that's finished second. I know you've won a trophy, so you're more successful. You've had a successful season because you've lifted silverware. Arsenal haven't. So from that perspective, of course, yes, you can't argue with that. They've got a trophy, we haven't. But bro, they've been awful all season, battered everywhere. Do you know what I'm saying, man? Battered everywhere, man. Generally, Austin Spurs should be glad the promoted teams are so bad for sure. Literally, like you two could literally been relegated. No joke. Bruno is linked to Saudi. Yeah, I did see that, man. I did see that Saudi are willing to pay a lot of money. A lot of money for him. So that might be a good. You might have to sell him, man, just to try and get some income into the club and just strengthen in other areas. To be honest with you, if you're Man U. Funny how people use Tottenham as an example of having a better season than Arsenal, but no one is mentioning Palace. Yeah, I mean, yes, you know, I think it's probably because Tottenham obviously got into the Champions League as well, winning the Europa League. Another Europa League final, Bruno has bottled, after obviously bottling the Villarreal one. Chelsea could have a better season than us, and Arsenal if they beat Real Betis in the Europa League conference final. What's your thoughts on that, Colin?
If they get Champions League, yes.
Yeah. They have to get Champions League with it. They can't just win that.
But at the same time, right, this is why I don't rate the Conference League, because the Conference League, right, is literally just the C tier, you know, European like competition, bro. It's like Chelsea can put out their C team and win that thing. Like this, honestly, this is why I don't. Because let's be clear, the Conference League only exists because UEFA wanted to get more money out of the game. That's all there is.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
Right. So, no.
Since 2020, if the Premier League table was based on trophies, Arsenal would be ninth. Damn, that low, man. That's crazy.
Damn,
firing dinner ladies and cutting back on meals is mad. Obviously, all about Man United. I think they paid Amarin more to come earlier, and he accepted. You reap what you sow. Amarin knew what he was walking into. I don't even think he thought it would be this bad, to be honest with you. But yeah, I get what you're saying, man. Big up Mitchell, Man United fan. You went to the game as well, Kurt. Your brother was saying. Sack Amarin now. He's obviously not happy with the result. Sack him now. He's a fraud. He's fuming. He's lived out. To be fair, he went to the game as well, so I can imagine going all the way there to watch your team lose to Spurs is crazy. Big up Bulgarian says, I rate Amarin, but that doesn't mean he's guaranteed to survive this. With the United board and fan base, be as patient, willing, and smart as we were with Arteta. Not too sure. Yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it. In terms of, I just don't think they're gonna be patient with him, bro. I just think if he makes a bad start to next season, he'll just probably get sacked, innit? How did we let?
So do you rate Amarin tops then? Yeah. Do you rate Amarin then?
Nah, you know what? Because when they got him, I thought, oh, this could be a good appointment because I did rate him what he did at Sporting, to be fair. And obviously, he played in the Champions League as well. I was watching some of the Sporting games because he had Man City and a couple of other games as well. So I do rate him. But what I will say, though, is that I don't think he's performed as well as he could have done in the situation he's been in so far based off the personnel he's had. So, for example, like certain kind of in-game managements and team selections he's done, I think he could have done better. However, I feel like the scenario he's in at Man United, they're not very good in terms of Ineos providing managers what they want. We've seen it before with obviously Mourinho and other kind of managers. So I feel like he's going to need probably the perfect kind of set of players to play his system. And you've already seen the group of players are not good enough. That's obviously clear. And I don't think Amarin can get a tune out of them playing his particular style, which is where the disconnect's going to come. And that's why they're losing a lot of games. So I don't think Ineos are going to do what's required to really back him, especially with no Champions League now, to ease the pressure a bit because, bro, he can't, next season, he has to make a good start. He can't be 13th, 14th round there because fans will
no.
Do you know what I mean? You know what it's like, bro. They're going to be on him, especially after losing to Spurs in the Europa League final. So, what I will say, I do rate him, but you know what it is? Like, I feel like certain managers are good for certain kind of jobs. So, I think certain managers are better for rebuilds, and then other managers are better, like, at finishing off the job. I know, obviously, he did a rebuild at Sporting, but I feel like in this particular scenario, I think Man United just needed to try and go back to basics, someone a bit more simpler with their formation, so you can get some of the players out, you can put some of the players in, and then maybe after that, now get an Amarin that can like finish it off when they're at a decent stage. But you were right, they made a mistake by keeping Ten Hag. That set them back a load of time anyway, because you just gave him more money. Obviously, the summer just gone, and now you've got players that people don't rate now. Like people want to get rid of Ugarte already. People don't rate Delete. Like these are the players that literally just signed. So now you're gonna get rid of them as well. So I think I don't know
why people wouldn't rate Delete though. Like Delete's been one of United's better players this season.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. But they say he's not good enough. They say that they want someone that a bit quicker. He's too slow. He's not very mobile. So yeah, and this is what I mean. So
neither is Harry Maguire. Like. Neither is Harry Maguire though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is it, bro. This is it. So But yeah, man. Won't be surprised if my club got relegated next season, bro. If one of Spurs or Man United get relegated, that would be one of the glorious days of football for sure, man. Oh my god. Bulgaria says, if this doesn't humble you, like Mitchell, nothing ever will. Imagine being Tottenham's whipping boys. Oh my god, you got to be always associated with Tottenham winning the Europa League, man. Oh, that is that feels nasty. I'm still fuming about last night. I can understand, bro. ST says, brother Colin, for the sake of your sleep, I'd say no. Do not watch along.
Listen, man. As much as okay, if the Knicks were to win the NBA title,
yeah,
it'd be great. But it's not something that I'm willing to jeopardize my sleep over.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
yeah, I hear it, man.
But look, man, strange things happen. Do you know what I mean? Like we've seen history been made at least 3 times this year already.
I know,
so
legit, man. But yeah, man. But yeah, Colin, I'm gonna ask you obviously a couple of questions. I've seen Arsenal have been pretty busy in the media trying to put out some stories. So I wanted to get obviously your thoughts on a couple of stories that have obviously come to light. Let's have a look. Where shall we start? So yeah, obviously this dropped obviously yesterday or earlier today. About Trossard's representative, have been engaging in talks with Berta over his contract. Those conversations, however, do not center around an extension, but more of an uplift in salary. Arsenal have recognized for some time that Trossard's contract does not reflect his standards within the squad and are now engaging in negotiations to pull that right. That's obviously Gunner Blog. What's your thoughts on that, Colin? Do you still think he still could get sold? Because it sounds obviously from that they just want to obviously up his money based on what he's on like at the minute. But do you think he still can get sold in the summer and we can try and bring in obviously a star quality left winger? Do you think?
I mean, I don't think that. Okay, this means one of two things.
Yeah,
especially with the Rodrygo stuff, which we'll get into in a minute. That one of Martinelli or Trossard is going because you can't keep both of them and have Rodrygo come in. If I'm honest, I would be getting rid of Trossard.
Okay.
Because with Martinelli, you'd still have age on his side, and you can kind of work with him to a degree.
Yeah.
Whereas Trossard, it stands to reason that he would only decline, right?
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I would be getting rid of Trossard ahead of Martinelli. Yeah. And then you bring in Rodrygo as like first choice. But that said, has Trossard done well in an Arsenal shirt? Yes, he has. However, if we're looking at depth to go for a title, maybe the club do keep both Martinelli and Trossard, and we bring in Rodrygo, and both the other two just have to accept squad rotation positions for next season. Maybe that's I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. It's actually a good discussion to have because, again, I feel like the fan base probably want to see him. I don't think they probably mind who actually gets sold. I think obviously people have a preference between Trossard and Martinelli. Me personally, I probably would sell Trossard out of the two just for the simple fact that obviously he's getting on, he's a bit older, and I still think Martinelli could get, even though he might not be a load better, I think he can still improve. I think Trossard is kind of the player that you're going to get, is kind of what you're going to get now, and maybe he might decline. But however, if the club obviously needs to get some finance in to try and fund that Rodrygo deal, they might be better off selling Martinelli. You probably get some more money for him. He's younger. He's obviously on more wages as well at the minute. So it might be a case of we're trying to get some income in so we can obviously spend money on that high profile left winger, man. So definitely want to obviously keep an eye on for sure. Speaking of Martinelli, Arsenal's message to Martinelli has been that the club intend to keep their best players and count on him, and count him among them. However, if a huge offer arrives, one that is also attractive to Martinelli, plans could shift. Arsenal value Martinelli above 50 million. Although his contract technically expires in 2027, Arsenal hold an option for an additional year. Okay. And do not consider the situation urgent. No significant talks have been held over an extension. So, Colin, what do you think? Do you think that means it's more likely Trossard leaves, or because I didn't realize it an additional extension? Sorry, so yeah, that's very interesting.
50 million is quite cheap, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. In this day and age, man, considering you see defenders go for that, goalkeepers well, Arnaldo was what 45, so and he's terrible.
I mean, personally, I think. I mean, okay, is he worth the 50 based on his performances this season? You'd argue no.
Nah,
but
not this.
Based on what based on the asset that he is to the club, I would be thinking between 60, 65, you can get that. I wouldn't go as far as 70 because I think that's pushing it, but I think between 60 and 65 would be a fair amount.
Yeah.
However, I would be keeping him because, again, like I mentioned before, he's still young, right? So he's got room to improve. Whereas Trossard, the player you've got now is the player you're going to get until he declines. So to me, it's just like I wouldn't be selling Martinelli, man. I wouldn't be selling him, no.
No. I agree, man. I think Trossard should be the one that makes way. Speaking of the left wing, obviously reports saying Arsenal now seriously considering Rodrygo, and talks have started to happen behind the scenes. Arsenal are currently exploring all the options for a possible transfer. Now, if Arsenal could get this over the line, Rodrygo is definitely one of the best wingers in Europe. Bro, is this a signing that you want to see Arsenal make? And how much money do you think it'd probably cost for Arsenal to get over the line, bro?
Well, mate, is what we've been asking for. An upgrade on Martinelli and Trossard. That's what we've been asking for, right? And we had this conversation earlier in the season. Does Rodrygo get into the Arsenal team? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But at Real Madrid, he's not the main man. Like Mbappe is. And then Vinny Jr. is behind him. So he's sort of like the third wheel to a degree. Whereas he would be that at Arsenal. Now, from what I've seen and read, the reports are 80 million euros, which would roughly equate to just over 60 million pounds.
Yeah.
I mean, if we can get Rodrygo for 60 million or just above it, then, bro, that's great business in my opinion.
Yeah.
You improve the front line for a player that is, okay, I wouldn't say Rodrygo is like world class, but is he an improvement on what we've got currently? Yes. So considering the prices for players that go now, right? 60 million for Rodrygo, man, it's an absolute bargain.
Yeah, that is dirt cheap. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. And the thing is with Rodrygo, he's only 24. He's someone that you definitely can coach into being a better player than he already is, especially playing in a different league and playing with different players. And bro, 60 million. The fact that, like we said a couple of years ago, midfielders were going for 100 plus. Declan Rice, Casado, 100 plus. We've seen defenders go for a lot of money as well. Guardiola went for 80 million euros or whatever it was, 90 million euros. So yeah, we've seen defenders and midfielders go for much less than this. So if that is the price tag, then bro, we'd have to snap your hand off. I mean, we paid 65 for Abbott, so bro, Rodrygo would definitely be a massive improvement on the front line for sure, and hopefully we can get it over the line, man. Now, news of Thomas Partey. Arsenal and Partey started contract talks quite far apart in terms of finances involved, but it appears the decision will be reached soon. Arsenal are keen to agree a new deal, potentially a 2-year deal, with the signs that something will be agreed. What is your thoughts on this, Colin? Is Partey a player that you want to keep for next season? Obviously, Jorginho has been confirmed that he's leaving, going to Flamengo. Zubimendi hopefully will come in. Is Partey someone that we need to keep for at least another season, you reckon?
Yeah, I would say so. I've always been on the side of giving Partey an extra year minimum, just so Zubimendi can kind of, I guess, bed in a little bit so he's not rushed in there. But 2 years, look, we can always, I think Berta's doing this because it gives him time to find that Thomas Partey replacement, right? So he'll offer him a 2-year deal. He's like, okay, if I do this, it gives me time to sort this out. And it's not an immediate thing, although you would probably have to do it within the year because a 2-year deal runs pretty quick. You've got that initial year, and then that next year is his contract's running
he's got
down
1 year
again.
left. Yeah.
So a 2-year deal runs down pretty quick. But Barta's smart for doing this because it gives him time to find that Thomas Partey replacement. Because I do believe that will happen. Thomas Partey will be let go whether it's at the end of next season or it's the year after, right? On a free.
Yeah.
Then it gives him time to get that guy in. Right? Because Barta's he's got enough to deal with. Like, he's got the striker to deal with. He's got Rodrygo he's trying to get. But the amount of stuff he's had to do so far is ridiculous. So this is perfect because it gives him time to get that sorted out within a year or maybe 2. So, perfect.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. Obviously, I was thinking about Thomas Partey potentially leaving on a free, and I was just thinking this is just going to make extra headache for us in terms of having to replace him. Because what I didn't want us to do, and we've done in the past with the likes of Eddie Nketiah, Smith Rowe, is let these players go and not replace them and try and have these internal solutions. But then we're short, obviously, in midfield. So I'd rather we just keep him. We like you said, Colin, we've got a lot of areas we need to spend money on. Obviously, the left wing, the striker, backup for Rodrygo potentially, another defender if Kibio and Zinchenko goes, another obviously backup keeper. So yeah, we don't really need to be spending because again, if we have to let Partey go, it's going to be another 60, 70, 80 million. We're probably going to have to spend to replace Partey adequately. So yeah, I think it's a good deal. It'll probably be like a year with an option with another year. We'll probably see if he either declines or his injury record, because again, it's obviously been 50-50. Been really good this year. See if his injury record declines again and see where we go from there. But I agree, man. I think this will give us enough time to replace him or find a replacement for him. And hopefully, if Zubimendi and Rice are the 2 starters, his dependence on him won't be as less, and then he won't get as injured as much because he won't be playing as many games, man. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Ornstein dropped a few things about the Arsenal striking situation. It seems Arsenal are deciding between which of Sesko and Gyokeres to pursue as their preferred target. They're both under consideration, but it's hard to know who is higher. There are many factors that contribute to such a decision being made. For me, there is no contest. We have to go get Gyokeres. Sesko, again, in another time, maybe 2 years down the line or 2 years prior than this, yeah, it might be a fantastic buy. But for us, we need a bona fide goal scorer, someone that's got a history of scoring goals, whatever league it is in. And for the price, again, what they're touting, last year it was like 100 million euros like release clause. Now you're looking at 60 million euros, which is very, very cheap. That's look like 50 million pounds kind of. So, bro, Colin, which one out of the 2 would you rather prefer Arsenal get? And do you think we can get either one of these in the summer?
Bro, I'm disappointed you even have to ask that question to me.
I'm going to be neutral, man. I'm going to do my job. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to give you the option.
Brother, it's Gyokeres. Of course it is.
Yeah, all
now,
day, man.
Look, in an ideal world, we sign both of them. But this is Arsenal we're talking about. Like, they very rarely do that. So,
yeah.
It's just not going to happen. Sure. But, look, even though signing both of them would be very good and it would be incredible, I don't think you can. Because here's the thing: if we're getting Rodrygo for 60, right?
Yeah.
Zubimendi's announced already because they would have paid the release clause for that.
Yeah.
And then you add Gyokeres into that, which is what, between 50, 60 kind of price?
Yeah.
Right? Already you're looking at 100 million plus.
Yeah.
Like, and God knows what Leipzig are going to ask for Sesko, man.
Probably more,
like,
to be honest with you.
If I'm Barta, I'm going for Gyokeres. And based on what I've read, I think Berta prefers Gyokeres because he wanted him at Atletico Madrid.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So because he had like conversations with like his reps and stuff. So
Yeah.
you already know he's like the groundwork.
Mm.
Sesko to me feels very much like Arteta wanting Sesko. Now, he can say there's no rift between him and Barca. But if that is the case, why would there not be a unified front on one of them?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very
You
good
know,
point.
so if Arteta wants Sesko, but Barca wants Gyokeres, that could be an issue down the
Mm.
line because then we know we're going to get a clashing of heads, which, to be honest, I don't really understand because for that to happen, usually a clash of heads results in like two people who have like massive egos clashing, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't understand where Arteta's ego comes from.
Mm.
Like, I don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I want the guy to do well, of course I do. But
Yeah. Same.
bro, you can't flex an ego with Barta because Barta's been there and done it at Atletico. Arteta's like, yeah, he won the FA Cup, great, but that was 2020. Like,
Mm.
we're in 2025 now. Like, come on, like. I don't know. It feels very much like a clashing of ideology and ego between the two. That's what it feels like to me. Personally, I think we'll get Gyökeres because I think Barta's gonna get his way
Yeah.
because I mean, look, ultimately, yes, Arteta can say, "Listen, I want Sesko," but bro, if Bart if Barta thinks that Gyökeres is better suited, then that's where the club are going to go
Mm.
because by definition, look, Barta is the sporting director, so by definition, Barta is Arteta's boss.
Yeah. Correct. That's correct.
So, I mean, brother,
That's true, man. It's true. I agree with you as well. Like in terms of, I feel like the reason I think Arteta's got an ego is because he's had his own way in terms of transfers since probably Edu got there. Like every kind of transfer, even transfers where the fans are like, "Why are we getting him?" Like Havertz or Jorginho or plays that kind of fury where you think, "Okay, why are we spending that much money on that particular player when we've got other areas we can focus on?" I feel like Arteta's had a lot of his own way in the last 2-3 years. And now you're getting someone in that can either challenge his authority or even suggest plays that he should be getting. Which I find, like you said, a bit strange that they're clashing heads because apparently Arteta was one of the guys that obviously championed Berta coming in. So maybe he wanted someone to challenge him. But again, I feel like it's one of those ones where if you're getting Berta in and he's suggesting players, you need to go with those kind of players because otherwise, why did you even get him for? Do you know what I mean? That's literally his job. He's sporting director to find targets for the manager to obviously use, and then obviously his job is to get those targets over the line as well as sales. So for me, I think and I pray, I hope we get Gyokeres. There's a feeling that for me, if we don't get Gyokeres, I've got to question why we appointed Berta in the first place. Because, like you said, I think it's very,
yeah,
very clear and obvious that he wants Gyokeres. The links have only come around Arsenal and Gyokeres like concrete since Berta got in charge. So that's definitely from him.
yeah, exactly.
Let's go. So yeah, for me, bro, we have to go get Gyokeres. It's the only real option for me out of the two, and it'll be cheaper.
Do
And
you
I
know?
think,
Do you know what? Actually, right? See,
God,
see, see with this whole Sesko thing, right? Because a lot
yeah,
of, but more specifically, Alex, the different knock,
yeah,
YouTube and stuff, has been saying that
yeah.
he would prefer Sesko over Gyökeres, and he's
All right.
questioned his technical ability. Brother, listen, I don't give a fuck about technical ability and this and that, but all I care about is he going to score his goals? If the answer is yes, then bring him in.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not. See, this is the problem, right? Because these these channels now, right? They're looking at it through the lens of, oh, this guy will fit our style of play. Oh, this guy will fit our style
Mm,
of play, and this and that. And they're not thinking about what could change with Barca heading the ship now, right?
yeah.
If this was the old like Arteta with Edu, right? Gyokeres isn't even a thought. Sesko's coming in the door in the summer,
Mm,
right? Same thing as if like Rosicki was appointed, jobs for the boys kind of thing.
yeah.
If that was the case, Sesko's in the door in the summer, and it's not even questioned because you know it just would happen. Now that Barnes is here, Sesko's not a guarantee now, is it?
No.
It's not. And if I had to put my hand on heart on it, I'd say Gyokeres is the one we get,
Mm,
not Sesko. Because I do think Barta's going to get what he wants, and I do think that the club are going to side with him over the manager.
mm.
And whether Arteta likes that, I don't know. But bro, ultimately, Barta's your boss, so you just got to suck it up and deal with it.
Yeah, 100%, man. At the end of the day, you're paid to do a job, and that's to win trophies. If this that player that obviously he can go over the line for you, then you got to make it work for sure, man. I think a lot of the time he's done it his own way. He's not been successful in terms of winning trophies. So now it's time to do something a bit different, man, to try and get us over the line, whether it's different personnel or different players I'll ask to work with and get the best out of. So I completely agree, bro. Completely agree. Obviously, just more talk about Rodrygo. It says Rodrygo is obviously a very well liked at Arsenal, but isn't a surprising factor. It doesn't mean that we'll recruit him. Again, loads of factors such as what are the club-to-club player agreements and agent terms. Do you also want to pay and make a proper push? Is it affordable with all the other business they need to do and want to do? Would someone have to leave, and how likely is that? Does Rodrygo want to join Arsenal? Who else is in contention? So a lot of obviously probability with the Rodrygo one. In terms of how confident are you that Arsenal could sign Rodrygo, bro? If you think that's a possibility that can happen.
Bro, Gyokeres wasn't even a thought until Barta came in, so why can't Rodrigo happen?
Yeah, true. That's true.
Like this is the thing, right? This has always been my issue with Ornstein, right?
Mm.
He'll dance around the
Yeah,
question, right?
yeah,
When someone asks him, is the links to Rodrigo like real? Right?
yeah.
If someone else just asked him that hypothetically, right? He'll dance around it. He'll give him this kind of answer, PR stunt bullshit,
Yeah.
and then he won't give him a proper answer. This has always been my issue with him. It's why I
Mm.
called him Fraudstein years ago, because he won't he won't give you a proper answer. Right?
Mm.
Funny story. Back then, Ornstein did pop into my DMs time ago. I've never
No
told
way.
you the story. I've
No
never
way.
told you the
Serious.
story. Bro,
Exclusive, yeah, man. College dropping exclusive.
listen, right? It all goes back to what was it, the Aubameyang stuff, right? When
Okay, yeah.
DiMarzio first came out with that, right? And Ornstein's name was attached to the original tweet, which I didn't really get, right? So I just commented on it like you normally would.
Mm.
And the next thing I know, Ornstein's popped into my DMs saying, "This is not true. Could you please, put this out and
Oh
clarify
wow.
what I actually said?" And I'm like, bro, this is my own Twitter. If you have a problem with it, go bother somebody else. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, bro, this is the thing. He'll dance around the question. He won't give you a straight answer. And if he does give you a straight answer, for a fact it's filled with PR BS, bro. Like, it
Mm.
just is. Like, honestly, no one no one should even no one should take Ornstein's word for gospel. In fact, you shouldn't take any journalist's word for gospel, to be honest, because half of them are full of shit anyway.
No, I hear it, man. Especially this shit. I mean, I think there's a period of time where, like even Fabrizio was certified, but I feel like he's just been got out now. He just likes to do things for obviously traction and obviously impressions, and the fact you get paid off Twitter for how many obviously retweets you get. I think he just kind of just sucks the life out of transfers now, to be honest with you. But yeah, I completely agree. I feel like if this is gonna happen, probably honestly wouldn't even know at this stage now anyway, because it's just really just broke the last week or so. Obviously Alonso's still not coming to Real Madrid, so they're probably gonna have a face-to-face to see if Rodrygo's part of his plans for next season, and then we'll have to wait and see what happens with there. But for me, this is definitely a player, like I said before, we should be going for, and hopefully we can get that over the line as well, man. Couple of questions for you, Colin. Colin, are you going to be doing the Championship playoff final on Saturday? That's Sunderland versus Sheffield United.
Oh, God.
Bro, after how you acted in the last games, bro, the Championship games, bro, the quality was crazy.
Do you know what? I'm probably gonna regret it, but fuck it. Like, let's.
Oh, Colin.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. Right? Because I'm not gonna make the decision. Right? Because if it's up to me, brother, there's only one answer. Right? I'll let you guys decide.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys in the chat, I'll let you guys decide. If you want me to do it, I'll do it. If not, then we never have to speak of it again.
Yeah, you guys in the chat, put W's if you want Colin to do the game. Put L's if you don't want him to do the game.
I'll tell you what. I'll put some little like sweetener in there, right? I feel like I've been on this channel too much. Right? And Tops is, promoting my shit and all of that when we do these. So, because I'm not willing to suffer by myself, because I don't want to, I'll invite Tops onto the watch along if you guys want me to do it.
There you go.
I'm telling you now, I am not suffering on with that game by myself. I'm not suffering by. If I'm gonna suffer, Tops is gonna suffer. You know what I mean?
W's, one L there. W.
Oh no!
We need to see Sheffield United ankle tattoo.
SC, enough at you slag.
Oh my god. Oh my days, man. That's crazy, man. W's, spam the W's, people. They want to see it, man. They want to see it. Oh my god. Colin, what have you got me into, man? What have you got me into, bro?
Hey, listen, you popped the question in the chat, bro.
I did.
But I'm not willing to suffer by myself, bro.
I did, man.
Like, what we doing?
I did. Colin is a blade. Tops is a blade.
Where's this Tops is a blue come from, by
bro? I don't know if that was ST as well. I don't know where that came from either, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely mad.
Was that Mayhem or ST? Because they're the two troublemakers that are in the chat all the time.
I'm not sure which one it was, actually, to be honest with you. It could be one of them, to be fair. Village is in the building. Tops and Colin, I'm so sorry for letting Tottenham win. My club is dead.
You should! You shit bag!
You're a disgrace. I hope you get relegated. You're an absolute disgrace, man. Letting Spurs.
I'll tell you, brother. Listen, the amount of smoke that you came in with in my chat when we were losing to PSG, bro. I never want to hear you talk ever again, bro.
That's absolute facts as well. You came with the most chat and you let that happen to your club. Oh, you're a disgrace. You're an absolute disgrace.
ST. Bro, it was ST. Look at the chat now, bro.
Yeah, I knew it, man. I knew it was him.
Oh, my.
I knew it was. Where is it? Where's it gone? Remember the Chelsea tattoo on your back? You showed me that one time. I knew it was him, man. I've got no Chelsea tattoo. That is false information. Don't listen to him.
ST, can you not come up with anything original? Like, apparently, I've got a Sheffield United tattoo on my ankle,
Yeah,
and Tops
I
has
go on
got
my
a
back.
Chelsea tattoo on his back. Like, you're not going to come up with something more original, now.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Also, hold that minute, you bomb. Yeah, I agree with that. Hold it. Hold it,
Facts.
bro. This guy, man. Humbled, man. Stay humbler. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Big up everyone in the chat, man. It's been a really good show. Yeah, you make sure you guys follow Colin as well, man. He's obviously his channel link is in the title and in the description as well. Colin, tell the people what you've got coming up, my friend, this week.
Well, tomorrow is my day off. No watch-alongs tomorrow. I'm going to sit back on my couch and just watch the chaos with Napoli and Inter unfold. Who wins the league? I don't fucking know. Probably going to be Napoli because they're in a better position. Even though it's like 1 point. Seriously, like, name me a better league title race than that.
Yeah,
like
crazy,
one
man.
game left, and the league rests on 1 point between Napoli and Inter. Crazy, like mad. Inter have to travel, although Inter's game is more difficult because they've got to travel to Como away, who are 10th and doing really well under Cesc.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, Cesc is linked to Bayer Leverkusen as well,
really?
which we've not really talked about. And for me, it's like what Cesc has done at Como is actually really impressive.
Yeah,
like because they were tipped to go down this year, and he's got them 10th. Like, they're not. This isn't like a Milan or a Roma or a Lazio, bro. This is Como.
Yeah,
exactly. That he's doing this with. Like, this is incredible. If Cesc gets that Bayer Leverkusen job, fair play, man. Fair play. I don't know if he's gonna get it or not, but if he does, great, because he fucking deserves it. Like, he's been brilliant. He's been absolutely brilliant, you know. And I don't. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I'll be watching that, and then Napoli have Cagliari at home, which you'd think they'd win.
Yeah.
So it just feels like Napoli are going to win the title. And then Saturday, well, you know what that involves, Tops.
Oh man,
our fate's been sealed, isn't it? So
what time does it kick off?
Well, I believe it's 3:00, but I'll just double check.
Okay, that's cool then.
I'll just double check. All right, let's see. 15:01. That's a weird time.
Yeah, why's it 01?
What the fuck? That's bizarre, man. Jesus
Christ.
That's
strange, you know. That's so strange.
Really weird. But yeah, Saturday at 3:00. Me and Tops are going to be watching the playoff final. Although, I'll tell you what, Tops, I'll warn you now. Make sure you've got coffee with you. Make sure you've got energy drinks. Make sure you've got energy drinks.
What the
like
fuck?
You might as well, because brother. Oh my days.
Oh my god, man. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Oh man. ST said, boy. Why don't you both stream on your own channels but be in the call together? Bro, grow that way.
Do you know what would have to happen? Right? I would have to, I don't even know, because I don't think we could do it over StreamYard. If anything, it would have to be over OBS.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would have it, because, you know, Tops would have to download OBS onto his, like, and stuff. And we'd have to add Skype over that as well. So it's just easier. It's just easier doing it on mine, and then
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we can both promote it from there. Like, because Tops will push it on his Twitter and I'll push it on mine. So it's not.
That's it.
It's honestly, it's just too much hassle to do it that way. Like, and I don't want that, so.
Yeah, man, 100% agree with that, man. 100% agree with that. Vidic trying to pipe up again. Still had a better season than us, by the way, because we reached the European
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't,
no,
bro.
You
You're
haven't.
16th and you lost to Spurs. Hold that. you bozo.
Do you know what, right? He's not here at the minute, right? But as shameless as Carlos is, my man's not shameless enough to boast being 16th and losers in a final.
Facts. To Tottenham as well.
Listen, there's no love lost between Carlos and me. None. All right? But look, even I don't have an issue with Carlos, actually. It's actually quite funny when he's showing and stuff. But let's be real, bro. He's not being shameless enough to gaslight 16th and losing quite. Tops, I'll ask you, did you think Man United were scoring once in that game?
No.
Because I didn't.
Not in a month of Sundays, bro.
No. Listen, ST, I'm not saying Carlos is perfect, right? But I'm not saying he's gaslighting 16th and losing in the final. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, at least they can still get top 5. Do you know what I mean? So he'd have a decent season for that, in that respect, in the league. But yeah, 16th.
You know why? Anfield, you know why, bruv. You know why. So don't come at me with that bollocks.
Mayhem on the wind-up, I tell you, bro. On the absolute wind-up. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's
why did we have to fuck the league up and let Liverpool win the league, man?
I know, bro.
Seriously, these fuckers are so mouthy, you know?
legit, man. But yeah, man. It's been a good episode. Thanks everyone in the comments. We'll obviously be back on Colin's channel on Saturday for the playoff final. Please, Sunderland, please. Please. I can't endure another Sheffield United promotion. It's every other year, man. But yeah, man, we'll be back for that. So make sure you guys tune in for that on Colin's channel. Obviously, his link is in the description. Make sure you go over there and subscribe to him. But yeah, until next week for Arsenal and Chill, I'm being your host, Tops. It's been Colin. Don't hate the play at the game. And until next time, people, we are out. Peace and love.